Dinosaurs may have been long gone by the 2000s, but peacocks still roamed in Stanley Park. Welcome to Vancouver in the early 2000s. In this video, I'm going to take you back into time, and we're going to go to Stanley Park back when raccoons roamed the park, and we'll even go a little bit up north to the Capilano Suspension Bridge Park, and I'll show you what this park looked like, again, in the early 2000s before the days of cell phones. Wait, am I calling myself out right now? At least I'm being subtle about it. Though there is nothing quite subtle about this huge Ford truck in this teal blue-green color, which actually matches the color of the Lionsgate Bridge. Yes, this is the Lionsgate Bridge in the year 2000. Did you know that the Lionsgate Bridge opened in 1938? Talk about aging well. And it is officially known as the first Narrows Bridge. Interesting. In fact, I had no idea of any of that either. I just read that off of Wikipedia right now. In March of 2005, the Lionsgate Bridge was designated as a National Historic Site of Canada. So that's about 5 years after the filming of this video. And I hope you have an opportunity to come through here, and you could tell everyone that not only did you drive to a National Historic Site, but you literally drove on top of and through the National Historic Site, that being the Lionsgate Bridge. Driving through Stanley Park was always just jaw-dropping, just seeing how beautiful and large this park is. What's equally amazing is the construction, as you could see right here, them doing some road work. Even last year in 2024, they were still doing work on the 99. I guess that just fuels the conversation for those who say, man, they never get construction projects done on time. Perhaps that is true. Though I hope that these construction projects right on the side are hopefully done 25 years later. I know, this is a little bit of a close-up shot, but I just really want you to know exactly where we were in downtown Vancouver. Hey, here's the weather in the year 2000, and we'll see if climate change has made an impact. And then before the days of the internet, we would go to the Weather Network to see the moon phases.
Hi, I'm Steve Schultz. You see, gardening is about more than that.
Meanwhile, on the topic of gardening, 2000s culture. But of course, as Mr. Schultz says, gardening is about more than just growing. And that's why at the Queen Elizabeth Park, they are the professionals in what they do. And I definitely could not grow anything like this in my backyard. You don't have to hike far to see a waterfall in British Columbia. In fact, here in Vancouver, there's one right here in the Queen Elizabeth Park. We have our choice between the small quarry gardens and the large quarry gardens. Or how about just going to the aquarium of the lake? Get it? Okay, I'm sorry, I'm just ducking around. Okay, the zoom out shot is proof we're still in Vancouver. You gotta give it up for Canadian resourcefulness, because not only is this domed structure a beautiful enclosed, kind of like a rainforest, but it also doubles as a gift shop. Talk about some ingenuity and basically knowing how to make money. You know, I bet there's a lot of folks that are visiting from more of a tropical climate or even drier climates that are visiting this greenhouse and thinking, wow, these are the plants that we have back home. But this is exactly what a greenhouse does best. So it's handling its business, as well as the gift shop handling its business as well. Seeing all of these plants reminds me of how perfectly arranged all the plants were at the Walmart Garden Center back home. And I do hope people take that as a compliment and not the other way around. Take a one look at the skyline of Vancouver in the 2000s. Zoom in on Science World here. And yeah, I definitely will say it looks different in 2000 compared to my last visit in 2024. Wow, but it's still a beautiful city as always. Beautiful like these flowers, which in fact don't just have one lip. They've got two lips. Okay, bad joke. But being Canadian, I gotta be sorry about something. Meanwhile, however, though, this one squirrel, not feeling it, trying to get away from my dad jokes ASAP. And I hope that you guys don't run away quite yet. I'm going to take you through one last peek at the Queen Elizabeth Park before we take a journey to the Capilano Suspension Bridge Park later in this video. And if you do enjoy this video, or are enjoying this video, I should say, please like and subscribe to support my channel. I appreciate that. Well, I hope you enjoyed this little blast from the past at Queen Elizabeth Park. Next, let's go up to North Vancouver and check out the Capilano Suspension Bridge. And along the way, of course, let's bring the video camera along and take you on the drive. Welcome to the next part of this video at the Capilano Suspension Bridge Park. And yes, this is the exact same day, May the 5th, although we did go a little bit back in time. Okay, well, not literally, but here we are. And this is before the days of cell phones and people like trying to blog. Like, we just have families enjoying themselves, enjoying the company of each other, and just taking in everything of, I guess, the suspense of walking on a bridge that's just swaying, and people using the handrails instead of holding on to their phones. What a concept. Beautiful place. And you can even see me as a teenager. Nope. Okay, how about this? I'll show you some parts of this Capilano Park that maybe you haven't seen before or even known have existed. Like these totem poles, which are amazing, and you definitely got to check this out while you're out in British Columbia. Not only the totem poles, but maybe other parts of the park, again, that you haven't seen before, or at least it's been a while, right? So things have changed, since 2000. So let me take you to a little video tour of the Capilano Suspension Bridge Park. Don't you love seeing this slippery caution sign, especially as you're about to go on this, 100-meter long, suspension bridge that's teetering and tottering 70 meters above the Capilano River. But I assure you, this will be well worth it. You're going to love this experience. Now, for a lot of people around the world, especially Canadians, seeing snow, not a big deal, but for me, being from Arizona at the time, it was incredible being able to experience what snow felt like, seeing waterfalls, just water just gushing out from random cliff sides here at the park. This is an amazing, lush forest. Again, if it's not just a bridge, you're going to love just hiking through this amazing park in one of the most beautiful, beautiful places in the world. And as we get to see these story poles, it's definitely remarkable to see the rich history of the Indigenous people of Canada and seeing the influence they've had in really preserving the balance of nature and beauty in this park. All right, now let's get to the suspenseful part. Yeah, this is going down the bridge, and keep in mind, it's going to be me as a 12, 13-year-old with a big old 8mm camcorder in my hand, so it's not going to be that steady, crystal clear video that you're going to see from video bloggers these days, but you can hopefully appreciate the wholesomeness of seeing this park without people with cell phones everywhere. And did I mention that I was not a professional blogger back in those days? Nope. And anyone who has motion sickness, you're very welcome. Alright, so if you made it through with me so far, congratulations. I hope you haven't thrown up yet. This is what it looks like on the other end of the bridge, and if you're a kid, it's kind of fun. A lot of interactive, hands-on activities that you get to experience as you're learning about the park. As a kid, it was kind of cool to get those little passport books they gave you, and you got to like stamp the places that you went through the park. Not sure if they still do that. Or if you are an avid hiker or just like nature, so many walking trails that you could also enjoy. Again, being from Arizona, I just thought it was a kick, literally, just be able to kind of feel what the snow was like. Yeah, so again, it's not just about the bridge. One thing that's surprising is that there's also amazing trails out here. So do plan to try to spend an entire day at the park if you can, so that you can enjoy all of the trees and nature that this park has to offer. look at the stat sheets along all these different trails that you have in Capilano. You have these trees that, many of them are over, 1,500 years old. So some really ancient trees. Quite a spectacle if you love, again, history and a little biodiversity. You get little slugs, squirrels, so many different birds. You'll love this if you are a nature enthusiast.
Whoops.